Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Cookie Monster ProForgeRacing bringing you my 80-second ForgER review, llehctim4, if that's how you pronounce it. It's the name Mitchell spelled backwards. But anyways, he is a really good forger. He mostly makes racetracks and battle tracks, and this first map here is actually compatible with both racetracks and battle tracks. And this map is called Devil's Highway, and it is a double-wide sky track, and it's a pretty good map. I mean, it's not, you know, your average double-wide with, like, you know, big smooth banked waves and turns and stuff. It's you know, it's a little more, like, I guess sloppy. I hate to use that word, but it's a little more sloppy. I mean, not quite as nice looking. Some more flat turns than average, but it's got a couple jumps like right here that work out perfectly, and it's still a really fun map. Right here I'm racing on it alone, but you'll see I also show a lap of battle tracks on it, so you can see how that works as well. But there's also not much scenery on the map, really. A tiny bit of like bordering scenery, and then, like, you know, some like rocks and stuff like that. I think there's a kill ball as well, but nothing really like too detailed or well planned. But that still doesn't take away from the map, because it's not like terribly well made, but it's a really fun map regardless. And I think it plays better for battle tracks even than race, because I just think battle tracks, you know, it kind of like winds all around itself, so it's pretty good for battle tracks. As you can see right here, I just shot someone off the edge. So yeah, this map's definitely pretty good for battle tracks. Right there, the blue team messed me up and caused us to fall and die, so I just ended the battle tracks lap there, but you get the point. Anyways, this next map is mostly motocross map, but it's also part supercross, and there's a little double wide at the end, which is kind of weird. This one's called 5th Route MX, and so it's primarily a motocross map, and I like it, and I like the motocross part of it, and there's not that many motocross maps in Reach, so it's nice to see that. And then the supercross part is, you know, pretty good as well. Could be a little bit more detailed on the supercross part, but we'll deal with that when we get there. But right here is like a pretty long berm that kind of wraps around, and then you do a jump over a previous part of the track, which I thought was really cool. I definitely like that a lot. But yeah, this, as you can tell, the MX is pretty good. Nothing huge in terms of jumps or anything, but it's still, you know, works well. And then right here, the MX works well, but when you go around this turn, it's kind of just sort of confusing whether you can use that left side or not. There's no like wall dividing it, so you can't tell that that's a different part of the track where you go a different direction. And still, the supercross part there was pretty good, but I think he was just, you know, didn't know how to get from the end of it to the start of it, and that was the only way he could think to reconnect it. So at least it worked out. I mean, it's kind of a sloppy double wide turn and then like a drop, but it's still, overall, the map was really good, and I liked it a lot, actually. This next map was super fun. This one's called Alaskan Fury because it's built in the Alaska part of Forge World, and as you can tell from the overview here, it is a rocket race map, and I'm sure it works with rally as well, but primarily meant for rocket race. And I thought this map was just awesome. As you can tell, this map, there's almost nothing to it. It's literally just like, I'm sure he used maybe like 1/10 of the budget. There's just like rocks that border Alaska, so you can't fall off like the edge. There's some man cannons, and then like a tiny little hill made out of grass at one point, and that's really all there is to it. There's not like any scenery. I think it would have been cool if you used the whole budget but kept it like this, and built like some, like, even just like 1 or 2 giant cool looking scenery structures in the background that you could see. That would have been nice, because there's clearly a ton of budget left, and there's really not much to the map to look at. However, there's like one scenery piece, but the map itself is so much fun, which is surprising because it's just like, you know, it's so simple, but it's rocket race, and you get to go on the man cannons and they shoot you way up, and you know, it's just a lot of fun going into the man cannons and trying to dodge people, and I don't know, it doesn't feel like it's such a simple map, even though it really is. Like, when you look at it from overhead, it's just like, you know, did he do anything to this map? But when you're playing on it, you're like, wow, this is a really cool, you know, well thought out map. So it plays really well, and it's a ton of fun. I mean, there aren't that many Rocket Race maps in Reach as is, but this is definitely one of the, you know, most fun that I've played. I find that almost every Rocket Race map in Reach is fun. This next map here is meant to be played with the demo game type. This one is called Overboard, and I don't know how demo racing works. He sent me the rules, a link to the rules on llehcm4.org, but you know, when I get lobbies, I get like 15 like random people in my games from, you know, the ProForgeRacing friends list and my friends list, and there's no way I could have gotten all those people to learn the rules, and there was like this huge long list of them, and I didn't feel like reading it. So I'm racing on this map right here, and I'm not quite sure how the demo game type rate works. I am pretty sure that there's parts of the track where you have one teammate, and they're called like a blocker, and they hide, you know, like they crouch down on parts of the track and then try to punch the other players out of the way while you like race around the track and collect points by, I think, getting flags or something. So I'm not exactly sure how the demo game type works, and I won't lie and say that I do, but I know that there's like blockers on the map who punch people out, and they've had tournaments for years for that game type on llehcm4.org, so I'm sure it's really fun. So go to llehcm4.org if you're interested, and you can read in the forums about it. I'm sorry I didn't have that there, but anyways, this next map is a rocket. No, not a rocket race. I'm sorry. This one is battle tracks. It's primarily just battle tracks, and this one is called Spine. And as you can see at the beginning, there's a piece of the track that doesn't spawn, and they did that form a starting gate. And right here, I just kind of fast forwarded it because my teammate died and he was the driver, so I got stuck without a car. But anyways, this is a really fun map for battle tracks. It's a simple double wide map. It's a lot smoother than the first double wide map that he made. It's still not perfect at all, but it's neither is my teammate's driving. Right there, he just drove right off the edge. Not quite sure who he is, but yeah, it's not a perfect map still. I mean, like, it's not like the most smooth double wide you've ever played, but it's still pretty good, and it's a lot better than his first one. You can definitely tell the improvement, and it's pretty short and simple, so it's just kind of like to the point. A lot of battle tracks maps are really long because they're just meant to be double wide, and they made them battle tracks compatible, like I did with my new maps. So doing 10 laps, which is the battle tracks game type, is, you know, ridiculous, but since this map is so short, the 10 laps go by pretty quickly. And there's a jump at the end that's, it seems like it works well, but the landing, you land on rocks sometimes in the starting area. Like, I felt like most of the time I would land a little to the left on the rocks there. But yeah, right there at the end you saw me laser bitch right in his bum cheeks. But anyways, that brings us to the last map, which is an infection map, and this one is called Starship Portside, and this is a really, really awesome infection map. It's pretty simple, but I loved it. It's cool. It's this indoor building. It's this indoor structure, and there's a few like openings, and there's like rubble. It's very clearly like rubble, you know, like blocking it, and it looks really nice. And yeah, see, like right here, there's just like the rubble that blocks it, so you can jump over it, but like it's hard to. And there's plenty of places for the zombies to come in, and they can come in kind of on the left and right of you, so there really isn't any way to just camp in a corner in this map, which is really good. There's not like any nooks or anything you can just hide in and kill all the zombies. But it's a really fun map. I like this one a lot. If you like these maps, they're all really good. Definitely please go check them out and llehctum4. I don't know how to pronounce it, but check out his file share. Is he like Arabic? llehctum, come here for supper. Maybe. We'll look into this. Or his name is Mitchell. One or the other. You decide. But anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Cookie out.